Hello there. Recently I did get in all of the figures I need for the Ghost crew. Granted, it's a mix of Ahsoka appearances, and the only one for Rebels is obviously Kanan because he was not in the Ahsoka show. Spoiler alert: he dies in season 4 of Rebels, but no biggie there. Glad to get the figures, but how I'm going to crew the Ghost is kind of like a Rebel setup. I want the Rebels crew in there, even though I'm going to use some Ahsoka figures because I'm not opening any of the figures that come with the Ghost when it gets here. And granted, 8 BC is it 300 here, 304, 318, 319 here. So I mean, a little bit of a gap in there. Not a huge deal. Glad to get them. Great figures all around. I mean, you got your 2 deluxe figures as well. Zeb is an absolute outstanding figure. Does he need to be a deluxe figure? More than the Sabine does. I'll say that because she, didn't come with a whole heck of a lot of accessories. And then, of course, you have like a helmet that looks like it could have been in the Black Series line. But honestly, with it on her, I gotta say, it's not terrible, guys. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Like I said, Hera, excellent figure here. I do have her standing up on the shelf like this because, it was funny if you watched Paul's Collectibles breakdown of Ahsoka and how they were always talking about the butt shots of Mary Elizabeth Winstead. The way they did that in the show, it was just kind of comical. The Chopper is actually a really great standout figure here. I love the articulation of his head here, like this. I actually also have another one. This is the Disney Parks version, which I was able to get through Shop Disney a few years back. Excellent figure. I kind of like the way his little arms up here are a little more articulated than the ones on the Vintage Collection release. But the detail on this is just phenomenal. Excellent, well done. Oh, the other thing was this Chopper actually did come with an extra, like a replaceable leg. You could replace this leg, which I think that happens in Rebels. I can't remember the exact episode. Again, the likenesses and everything on these guys, this Kanan is amazing. I mean, take an animated figure, give him a realistic look like that. Of course, all the great, well articulated figures here. Same, the Ezra is like kind of a mix between the actor that plays him in Ahsoka and the and his animated appearance. I mean, they did a similar thing with him on the card back. Not the greatest because it was the hologram that they had in the show. I don't fault the card back because the hologram they used in the show was not that great, but the card back kind of suffers because of that. But yeah, I think it's still a great figure, and like I said, it's going to be great having them in the Ghost. The other thing here is, Zeb, like I was saying, I go back and forth on him being, did he have to be a deluxe figure? I mean, he is a very big figure compared to everybody else. But the fact that we are getting a carded figure with the Ghost, I'm like, couldn't he have been a carded figure? Just put him on a regular. You could put him on a Mando card because he did have that, even though different outfit. He did have that cameo, that brief appearance in Mandalorian season 3. Oops. And so, I don't know, but that's really not what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to talk about is I really want to give hope to people who either A, backed the Cantina Haslab, or didn't but still want some of the figures like the Tanika sisters. I really feel they are going to give us another version of those figures coming out. Now, why do I say that? Because if you go back to the first Haslab, there was one figure that came packed with that, and it was this one. Now, not this particular one, because with the Haslab becomes on a Power of the Force card with a coin. Everybody knows. But this figure was released in the regular line before I think it even came out before the Haslab was released. So we got Yak Face that way. Another one, so now we go back to the Razor Crest. And they said the only way you were going to get a Mandalorian figure with the soft good cape was in that Haslab. Well, since that Haslab, he was re-released with the rescue pack. Came with not only a Mandalorian figure with a soft good cape, but also a Moff Gideon with a soft goods cape. And then you couple that with, there was also he was released with the N1 Starfighter, with the Mandalorian with a soft goods cape, and now he's actually out on a single card as well. So, and there, that's probably not the last time we're going to get him. So, and again, now we come up to the Ghost. You have every single figure that is part of the Ghost crew that is being released on a card. Now, granted, Chopper and Sabine are coming on the separate cards, and I know it's a different looking Sabine. I'm going to open one and put her up front. One of these is going to go inside the Ghost to sit on one of the gunner stations or wherever I decide to put her. So, yeah, so we're getting every figure here, the complete crew, every figure that's coming with the Ghost, we've already got. So I feel the same thing is going to happen with the Cantina figures. So you have the two Tanika sisters, and you have War, the bartender that was in the base release, and then there's also the new Greedo, and then Nabron Leeds. Now, Nabron Leeds was originally released in Power of the Force 2 line in one of the cinema scenes. It was like a Cantina cinema scene. And I'm glad to see an update to that figure. I'm glad it was unlocked. I think that figure looks really good. As far as Ariel Shoof, I think whatever's that guy's name, the Wolfman looking guy, I got a feeling you are going to see him in the main line at some point. Or some kind of kit bash of him. I don't know. I think the tooling on that one was far enough along that I think they still will actually give him out at some point. I also feel that the Greedo is a no-brainer. Is going to be a regular mainline release because that figure, now that they're making him, he's one of the 96 that needs to be made. Now they have not done, as far as I know. I can't think offhand if there has been a Greedo released in the vintage collection line. Now there was the VOTC one that came out, decent figure, but Hasbro does not count the VOTCs, those earlier figures before the vintage line, the vintage collection line, to make them they don't consider that an original 96, finished the 96 release. So he's a no-brainer. The ones that'll be kind of tricky are the War, the bartender, and the two Tanika sisters. People are buying that set, and they're not buying, like I bought one, and I didn't even buy the deluxe set. I backed just the regular default release, and I have no plans on opening those figures. And there's a lot of people that are going to buy these things. They're not buying extras to open because, you'd be littered with cups if you did that. So I think what's going to happen is if you look today at today's pre-orders, they're going back to the multi-figure packs and not the troop builder packs and the little white boxes that we had. They are now going with the old school like multi-figure packs. Kind of think of the original, the way we got Dr. Aphra and the two droids. There was a Jesse Fives, and there's a third one that I'm thinking of. I can't remember off the top of my head the third clone commando for that. There was, we've had those multi-figure packs. Well, they have released the Shriek Mandalorian pack. Is not a troop builder pack. It's one of those multi-packs. So I'm almost willing to bet money that you are going to see a multi-figure pack like that with the Tanika sisters, maybe War, or they're going to throw another figure in there or something like that to get people to buy it. And so you're going to see them outside of just the carded figures that come with the Haslab. And that's really my big point for today. I wanted to give some people some hope on that, because I've gone back and forth. And now, granted, I mean, if people I got hammered on, well, not really hammered, but people kind of called me out because I had talked to on one of Only One Kenobi's things talking about the Cantina. It was the speculation that they were going to make it the Tanikas, and I know that they had such a troublesome past getting them made. I honestly didn't think that was ever going to happen. And of course, they got made, and so people kind of, oh, look at that, fine, that's fine. Nobody ever gave me credit when I said that the vintage collection was never going to go plastic free, but everybody else thought it was somehow, and but whatever, no big deal. But I have a feeling we're going to see those figures, maybe not on a single carded like they're coming with the Cantina itself, but see it like a multi-pack or something like that. And I bet you it gets pipelined before the Cantina is released, and it might even be released before the Cantina is released, the way they go with these things sometimes. So, but that's really all I had today. Had to say today. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm really off the mark here? Do you think I'm wrong? It's quite possible. I'm not saying I'm 100% on this, but I have a really good feeling that's going to happen, because they have always re-released these figures to people that didn't back the Haslab, or people that wanted to keep those things carded. So, they do throw us a bone every once in a while, and I appreciate that. But let me know what you think, guys. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, and let me know. But that should do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you're one of my subscribers, I greatly appreciate it. If you're not one of my subscribers, please consider subscribing. Hit the like button if you made it this far. And again, comment below. I would, love to hear it. I would want to start a conversation with this. And so, yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think. So that should do it for today. And until next time, may the Force be with you.
Remember, the Force will be with you always. The Force will be with you.